Sir Al Ainsley-Green, the Independent Children's Commissioner for England. At a time when children are under so much pressure from fast food and lack of opportunity for exercise, we have to find ways to improve their health and fitness. So we're going to 2 schools to see what can be done in practice. My first visit was to Woodham Community College in County Durham. How was head teacher Steve Harness coping with changes in young people's eating and exercise habits?
I think it's for each school to look at its curriculum, its relationships with young people, its relationships with parents and the community, and to find new ways to make it a natural part of young people's lives to be healthy and fit. I think anything that you bolt on and make punitive or restorative is not going to work in the long term.
So food, sport, fitness, these are all very important elements in this whole programme we're talking about.
Yes, food. We've set about our own catering facility, and we have a super chef, Phil, and a team of people who I don't think of as kitchen assistants. They're part of the school education team, and we've worked really, really hard to make sure that young people, as part of their daily lives, naturally choose healthy things to eat.
So what was the reaction from the students when you first raised these issues?
The first reaction was, please don't take away what we have. So like many of other schools, we had fizzy drinks and we had crisps and we had chocolate, and we were selling them, and we had an outside contractor coming in, and they were trying to maximise their profit.
Of course.
What we did was say to young people, well, without imposing anything on you, what would make a difference? And you know, the popular image is that children want to eat these types of sugary foods, fatty foods. They don't. They said if you listen to us and talk to us and try things out with us, then we'll decide, you know, what it is that we do like, and that's what we've done. We've had regular tastings. Youngsters become chef for the day and do their own recipes. They prepare meals for their parents and grandparents and bring them in, and we talk about food.
And did they become aware of the sort of the contract background and how that could be changed, perhaps?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I say that with glee because we saw off the big multinational contractor.
How did you do that?
We came up for contract renewal.
Yes.
I asked for a 2-year extension on the basis of a new agenda that came from the young people and the parents. Initially, the big company said yes, and then at the very last minute, they said no, you won't have a school caterer. You sign the standard contract. So we parted company, and it happened over 24 hours. It was acrimonious. We set our own catering service up, hired a school chef and a catering manager, and away you go.
And your students were involved in that process?
Oh, for sure. Yes, they were. And you know, I was fearful that we would lose masses of money. We don't. All of our meat is from within a 30-mile radius.
Fantastic.
We have fresh fruit and vegetables every day. The students choose the menus for the most part. We prepare our own fish. We have larger portions. We're still cheaper than the other meals, and we just about break even.
I mean, another aspect of the whole eating experience is the opportunity for social interaction, and I've been to schools around the country where they tell me that children start school who've never sat down around a family table. They don't even have a family table in the house, and children who start school who don't know how to use a knife and fork. The whole social interaction around a meal is so very important.
It's my biggest frustration. This school was built in the 1970s, and the catering facilities in no way allow that to happen. And there's capacity there for maybe 150 children. In a school of 1,200 and 1 hour to feed them, I can't do it.
A building can't easily be changed, but head chef Phil Goldsborough has certainly brought new ideas to Woodham. Phil, it's a delight to meet you. School Caterer of the Year, is that right?
Yes,
so very well done.
Thank you.
So what's been your philosophy over the last couple of years?
Well, one of the things, I come from an industrial catering background.
Right.
One of the things I used to argue with directors about in factories was to provide really good food in a really fantastic environment.
Yes.
And to say to them that they would get much better performance from the workers when they went back out into the shop floor.
Yes.
That applies here as well.
Yes.
You know, for the school.
So how do the students influence you? What is the reality of the dialogue you have with them?
We have SNAG, which is School Nutritional Advisory Group, which the student sits on.
Right. How often does it meet?
Once a month, and we've formulated a whole school food policy, which pricing and nutrition is all part of that, and trying to get the whole school involved. Our numbers actually went up by 70 a day, students coming in, and the great thing that I found was that a lot of strapping students, 15, 16-year-old, that were putting the money into vending machines.
Yes. Yes.
And getting crisps,
Yes.
were now coming along and eating full meals.
They're very nice, and apparently they're salt-free, so it makes it even nicer.
Nice, we get all different desserts and stuff like that. And we get hot meals as well, which is nice.
You can sit and talk to your friends while you're eating your food, and it's all healthy.
Can we turn to fitness now?
We can.
I said in introduction a little while ago that there's great concern about the levels of fitness about young people in our society for all sorts of reasons. How do you think this manifests, this unfitness, and how the students behave, and what can be done to improve that by a fitness programme?
I don't think children are any different now to what they were 20, 30, 40 years ago. There was a young person said at one of our agenda days, something that stuck with me. They said, have you got any suggestions? These are the adults speaking. And one young lady said, yes, every time you put up a sign that says no ball games here, put another one up that says we can play.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And
Yes.
it hit home.
Yes.
That we're actually crushing children away from their natural environments where they will be children and run. So no, they're not moving about as much as they should. They don't have as many opportunities, but I think the fault lies with us. And as a school, we have to accept that, acknowledge it, and try to do what we can to recreate opportunities for young people to be fit.
So what sort of opportunities are you providing here?
Well, we've increased the number that are coming on cycles by 100%, and more children are walking to school. We're still not quite winning with the school run, the number of cars that come up to the school, but there are more children walking to school. And we've looked for activities that might engage more children rather than just the traditional sports. And our biggest success has been American football, believe it or not.
Nice tackle, Craig!
American football, for some reason, took off. And we have over 100 young people now competing, boys and girls. It's non-contact, so it's tag American football. And on a Friday night you can see hordes of cars waiting at 5:30 to pick up children who might otherwise not be part of a sporting activity. It just opens up new opportunities.
Yes.
American football today, yes, I can do it.
Yes.
Let me go swimming.
Yes, G, yes, keep going.
American football is taught at Woodham by John Tate. Why do you think being fit is so important to school children, to young people today?
I think that if they're fit, I mean, I'm a big believer that if they've got a healthy body, it promotes a healthy mind as well.
Yes.
And if they can stay active for as long as possible, it keeps them fit and active, it helps them focus on things.
Yes.
But it also keeps them out of trouble as well.
Let's go, get those hands up, hands up! All right, unlucky, good effort, all right, well done.
How did you get the idea of teaching American football? Where did it come from?
Just like a lot of people, I'd watched American football on the telly in the 80s on Channel 4 and that sort of thing.
Yes.
And it was something that I felt that I wanted to actually take a little bit further. I decided that when I came to Woodham that I'd set up an after-school club, see how it went, and we started with about 5 or 6 of our Year 11 students, and they found it fantastically interesting.
Yes.
In that it was a game that they could express the tactics and strategies.
Yes.
And it's also a game that provides all the fundamental skills that every sport needs: dodging, catching, throwing.
Right. This is not a contact American football.
No, it's not. No, it's a non-contact version of the game, which can then be played with boys and girls together.
Right. Right.
Year 7s can play against Year 9s and 10s. It's taken off massively. In about 5 weeks' time, we're off to New Orleans.
Fantastic.
All paid for by the NFL. The kids can now call themselves one of the best 10 schools in the world.
So exercise opportunities in schools are ever more diverse. Here at Hexthorpe Primary School in Yorkshire, Irish dancing is available.
I'm particularly interested in the Irish dancing. My own background's an Irish one, and the music's lovely, and the children can perform, and I just think that's a great physical activity, apart from being something that's very lovely to watch as well. We promote our pupils' fitness in school through ensuring that everyone has at least 2 hours of physical activity each week. And that's in the timetable. That's timetabled sport, indoor sport and outdoor. It's a range of activities, outdoor games and sports and gymnastics, movement and dance and so on. We also have a very wide range of after-school activities. So we certainly ensure that the children are moving quite a lot, and when the teachers are teaching, they often will stop the lesson and engage the children in a bit of brain gym activity, and I think that's also a very useful activity. Schools can be very insular places, And we think it's important that other agencies work with children. It's in keeping with the Every Child Matters agenda anyway, that we build these links. But we've been doing that for a number of years. And we have a lot of liaison with the local football club, and they run classes and they come into school 2 or 3 times a week, and they take children for a variety of activities. Also the basketball club come into school and work with the children.
Well, that was a nice pass, Shannon. Good girl.
We try to initiate a lot of activities to raise awareness about healthy diets. For instance, we have activities like healthy lunch boxes and competitions, for healthy lunch boxes. We have a school allotment, and we regularly consume and sell our own produce.
This is our berry cage where we grow red currants and gooseberries and trussberries. They are nice to eat because I've eaten one before and they're kind of so juicy.
So many children nowadays are used to things out of packets and ready-made meals that it's a joy to watch them digging up potatoes, shelling their own beans and peas. This is a wholly organic garden. We don't use any sprays or any chemicals of any sort, and the children learn to appreciate that nature helps itself and balances it all out.
This is our compost heap. It takes about 6 months to get it all rotted down, and then we dig out the soil and put it into the new plants, and it helps it to grow better and gives it a bit more nutrients.
It is sometimes difficult, to persuade parents about the healthy diet, and it's quite a sensitive area, really. We invite parents into school to eat with the children sometimes, and we have healthy weeks and things, It's partly to promote school meals, but also to show the parents that we're providing a healthy diet for their children. It's quite difficult when you see sometimes the food that children bring to school in their lunch boxes, and it's certainly a lot of processed foods, and it's often not that healthy, really.
The thinking behind this new milk bar is hopefully to get the children who bring sandwich meals to join schools catering children and enjoy a meal together where everything that they eat has been balanced. We have nutritionists, we work with the dietitians in the hospital to ensure we've got all the nutrients we need in a day's meal. And we provide all of this for £1.50 and a smile as well from the dinner ladies.
I'm sure that all the work that we do in the areas of health and fitness, it's reflected in the success of the school. And we've just received an Ofsted report which said that our school was outstanding in every single area. And of course they were looking at aspects of health and safety and the well-being of children.
It is possible to promote health and fitness in schools with great success. The ingredients are imagination, involving children, making it fun, and above all, engaging with the community. Health and fitness should be everybody's business.